All right, folks. Very important broadcast today. Deal or no deal with Zelensky. Zelensky basically offers $150 billion deal for weapons, drones to secure Trump's backing support. So, in my mind, he's saying no deal. In fact, we're going to sweeten the pot for you, Trump. We're going to make this to where we purchase our weapons from you, from America, and we'll do $150 billion deal with you. Getting crazy. I got the Ghost visiting once again. Ghost, thank you for joining me.
Sure thing.
Before we get
Good to
started,
be here.
folks, let's get your collagen. A recent clinical trial found that participants using just 10 grams of collagen a day for 8 weeks saw up to 20% increase in skin hydration and a 17% improvement in elasticity while visibly reducing the wrinkle depth. If you're aiming to boost skin health, collagen is a must have. But typical collagen supplements found on store shelves don't always do the trick, folks. This is why I use a special blend of magic, and I'm obsessed with how much my skin health has improved. It provides my skin with the 5 types of premium collagen it needs to help reduce wrinkles. Since taking it, I've seen smoother skin, more elasticity, fewer fine lines, and more youthful glow. Plus, it mixes smoothly with my morning coffee or tea. Make sure you grab it back while it's still 51% off today at Health with Nino. Plus, you'll also get a free VIP live health and fitness coaching for life, a free ebook titled The 14 Foods for Amazing Skin, a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, and free shipping with your order. Once again, that's Health with Nino, folks, down there on the link below. Hit the link below, get started. All right, now let's get started on this. Very precarious situation Trump is in. Is he going to take the deal? Deal or no deal? I mean, I'm going to go ahead and share an article here, Ghost, that basically is Melania Trump appeals to Putin to protect the children. So she's appealing to Putin, saying she wants peace, especially with the children, and to end all wars. But yet Zelensky, Zelensky says, no, 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 we're not going to end this war. In fact, we want more weapons, and we'll sweeten the pot for you, Mr. Trump. What's your thoughts on this, Ghost?
I find it strange in a number of ways. Number one, how many more combatants does he really have left in his stable of population from those who haven't left the country? Number two, um, he's under pressure from the people who are not sitting at that table to keep this thing going. Because there's been a lot. You've got heroin, you've got human trafficking, you've got movements of all kinds of, let's say, contraband and monies going through Ukraine still. Little bankster paradise while all this mess is going on. So he's under a lot of pressure to keep it going for other reasons. And, you know, let's say several interests out there that are still pressing for that third world war.
Well,
And
I know
uh,
Melania knows this, and here's her letter to actually to Putin, where she says every child shares the same quiet dreams in their heart, whether born randomly into a nation's rustic countryside or a magnificent city center. The dream of love, possibility, and safety from danger. As parents, it is our duty to nurture the next generation's hope. As leaders, the responsibility to sustain our children extends beyond the comfort of a few. Undeniably, we must strive to paint a dignity filled world for all so that every soul may wake to peace and so that the future itself is perfectly guarded. A simple yet profound concept, Mr. Putin, as I am sure you agree, is that each generation's descendants begin their lives with a purity, an innocence which stands above geography, government, and ideology. Yet in today's world, some children are forced to carry a quiet laughter, untouched by the darkness around them, a silent defiance against the forces that can potentially claim their future. Mr. Putin, you can single-handedly restore their melodic laughter. I'm protecting the innocence of these. In protecting the innocence of these children, you will do more than serve Russia alone. You serve humanity itself. Such a bold idea transcends all human division, and you, Mr. Putin, are fit to implement this vision with a stroke of a pen today. It's time. Sincerely, Melania Trump. Then,
A beautiful letter. Beautiful
right,
letter.
and then Zelensky comes back with Ukraine offers 150 billion weapons drones deal to secure Trump's backing. Forget the children. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what they fire back with, right? No. We need more weapons. Ukraine has proposed a massive 150 billion security package to the United States, combining 100 billion in European financed American weapons purchased with a 50 billion drone production partnership. In other words, it seems to me they don't want any kind of deal whatsoever.
Zelensky doesn't. I think Putin would be just fine in ending this. I think from his perspective, there's no reason for this nonsense to continue. And in the end, Zelensky doesn't want to give up those small territories, and in the end, he should. He's going to have to. He's the one that's been pushing this nonsense, and Russia responds, and of course they're going to respond. Uh, so there's a lot here that just doesn't make sense on the surface.
It doesn't seem like there's any kind of deal that's going to be reached. I mean, especially Putin wants Ukraine's land, and Ukraine is like, no, we need more weapons. I don't see how you can come to the table with that.
Well, a lot of that is bargaining brinksmanship right off the top, and yeah, I definitely think the president wants to end this based on what he's said at that table, for example. And all the other leaders, with the exception of Dancing Zorba, they want it
Would
too.
you call him Dancing Zorba?
Dancing
Oh my
Zorba,
Lord.
yeah. Everybody else,
Are you talking about
even
that play Zorba the Greek?
yeah, it's kind
Oh
of
my
like
God.
he's a little Dancing Zorba, little one, and he even Macron is sitting there saying that. Uh, the Italian president, she's saying it obviously, and she's saying it well, and uh, you know, common sense. This madness has to end. There's the deaths in this thing, and the
But if
permanently
Trump
injured
truly wants
are
to
off the
stop,
charts.
if Trump truly wants to stop the killing, he should not take this deal from Ukraine, because the deal would include Ukraine promising to buy 150 billion worth of American weapons and would be financed by Europe. But Trump is
But it's
he
not Trump in reality. It's Congress.
hmm.
It's these neocons and leftists also, who they're trying to cover their asses. So they're being leveraged to do this. A lot of being leveraged to do it by let's just say unseen and unknown forces existing here that have infiltrated, and that's just the reality of it. And they're going to do whatever they have to do, so they're not embarrassed, with anything that's brought out to compromise them. Last thing any of these people want is a little scandal.
Right.
So you have a lot, and then you have a lot of war hawks who have a vested interest in the globalist agenda, and they're not going to be leveraged against that. They're not going to go against that. So it's the same old. This is not anything new happening right now. This has happened 50 times in the last 5 decades to one extent or another, much smaller usually conflicts. like the president said, he ended several in just the past few months and weeks. Conflicts that have been going on for 30 plus years. So again, there's a lot that just doesn't on the surface make sense when you look at it. So you've got to look at it from an alternate perspective. And Congress has already appropriated monies for this not this particular sale, but the money is available for it. Now, I wouldn't give them, if you're going to do it and it's going to happen, give
The
them
war, the war will
stocks
never
that we
end.
don't need.
But
No,
but
it
what I'm
won't
trying to
end.
say here, Ghost, is that Melania sends off this beautiful letter to Putin how children need a future, and then Zelensky fires back with, we need 150 billion in weapons. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
two different worlds. You're trying to bring these two different worlds to the table here. One, I believe Putin. I really do believe Putin's all he's saying is give us the land that we feel is ours, or whatever he believes, and we'll stop. And Zelensky's like, hell no, we need more weapons. That's what I see going on here. I don't see how a deal is reached, in my opinion. Just in my opinion. I don't know what my audience thinks, but in
not
my
as long
opinion, I don't see
as
how you come to a table with these two.
and this is a guy who can't even seem to buy even a sport coat, let alone a suit. He's always showing up in a damn
Black.
sweatshirt,
He's
like
black. He's always wearing
oh
black.
yeah, like he's some kind of
Johnny Cash.
the guy's probably never fired a weapon in his life. He probably screeched and gets scared if he fired a 44 Magnum. All
Right.
right,
Right.
that's just honestly look at it for what it is. He's a little puppet playing a part, and he's gonna. There's no doubt he's gonna continue to push for this stuff because the marionette strings to him are too powerful. These forces that want World War III,
But
they
don't
want
you
this thing to
think
grow.
this will
I don't see it happening, honestly.
okay, but don't you think this will also show Trump's character? I think they're hoping that Trump will take the cheese. Trump loves money. He wants to make the better deal. But then and then you put that in, with Melania's letter to Putin saying she doesn't, every kid deserves a future. Trump wants the killing to stop. We're going to see who's who here. I think this is
You're
going to
right. You're
expose,
right.
this is going to expose all parties because if Trump truly wants the killing to stop and Melania sent that letter to Putin for the children's future, he won't make a
Mm.
deal with Ukraine. Ah, you know what? We said that, but $150 billion, I can't walk away from that. I don't see Trump doing that. I see Trump
Yeah,
not
but
taking that deal.
who gets the 150 billion? Defense contractors,
Right.
or
Correct.
the the government accounting GAO gets or Treasury gets to throw it back in if there are stockpiles of ours that are getting old or we have newer items to replace them. Who gets the money? He doesn't get the money. It's not like he's making uh, any money off of that. He doesn't even make money. He doesn't even take salary as a president. So you've got probably pressure from it trickles down to the defense contractors, and they pressure these folks in Congress, and you have still, again, the rhinos and those on both sides of the aisle. One claiming that some ridiculous ideological bent, as if it's noble to support this little, turd running that country, uh, at least at surface level anyway. Um, it's going to be, honestly, it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. It really is because for him to snap back with, you know, I want to, I'm ready to buy 100. Yeah, buy a suit first. You got two yachts worth one, a couple hundred million. Who are and a $40 million home in Florida and a few others. What's your game? If you go to those provinces, ask the people there that are left, where do you want to be? Part of Ukraine or Russia? They're going to tell you Russia, the majority of them,
Right.
the vast majority of them. So who is kidding whom in this whole scenario? It,
Yeah.
it's obvious the push is still for some kind of larger conflagration, and that is not going to happen. So it's an interesting thing to watch and watch it play out because people can learn a lot from this.
The real
It's all
interesting
it's
thing.
all a facade. It's all a show. And the unfortunate, horrible thing about it is Ukrainians and Russians are dying in numbers like you wouldn't believe.
But I think the
And
real
it's,
interesting thing here is that Trump rolls out the red carpet for Putin and not so for Zelensky.
oh yeah, and it's very simple. And like we said on the one we did for Nino's Corner, like I said, all right, he wrote the red carpet, yeah, because that's showing the world there's
Who
actually
he
more
favors.
there. Yeah, there's more. They played it down as to what happened at that meeting. I think a lot more got done. A lot more got done at that meeting than they're going to ever put out there. They're just putting out, nebulous optics to leave others guessing. And again, that show of force wasn't, for people who go, yeah, they're showing Putin how strong we are. Stop it. Stop that nonsense. That that's very phlegmatic, primitive thinking. That show of force was to show those who want World War III, you're not going to get it. Right now, there are huge naval forces and the Marine Corps heading for certain positions right in the Gulf of America and the Caribbean. For what?
Well, isn't that
Against
where the isn't
cartels.
the cartels? Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah,
really who we're preparing to go to war with.
exactly, because that scourge has to end. They are in every square mile of this country. They have bought off so many law enforcement, people in high positions in DHS, FBI, ICE, Border Patrol. Talk to some of your Border Patrol friends.
I do.
Ask them if and you know what I'm saying is true, and they know it. And
They've infiltrated every part of our
of
police
everything.
force, politics, border patrol, customs, ICE. I mean, they're in
Hmm.
everything, man.
Yeah, because they're throwing that cash around. They might give 5 grand to a border guard, but they're giving him 5 million, to say an AG of a state. There's a few, or 20 or 30 million to somebody high up in FBI. Why do you think? If people are aware that this is going on in their own backyards in Kentucky, say, as an example, you damn well know state police know about it.
Yeah.
You damn well know FBI knows about it. And what do? A token bust here or there when there are police in counties in Florida and other states who have been running the drugs in helicopters and squad cars for them for decades. Yet we're supposed to focus on, uh, like I said, the little dancing Zorba in his little sweatshirt while everybody else is wearing $2,000 suits.
Yeah.
And and they're all saying the same thing. We've got to end the killing. We've got to stop this. And in the end, it's not coming down to Putin. It's coming down to this little problem child who is owned by very, very powerful forces that I've gone over on your show before, especially the back channel. And they're going to play him till the end. in the end, Zelensky's going to wind up either dead or in prison, and nobody, and the world's going to move on.
In
And
the end, that's still a ways out, though. I mean, we got
it
a
might
lot of
not be.
cleanup here, even in America, right? I mean, look what's happening
Yeah,
in DC. I mean, there's checkpoints now. I mean, all for this
we're,
one incident? I don't think so.
how can you help your neighbor's home if your home is in disarray?
Yeah,
How can we really, yes, we can project force like no one else, and that's simply a fact. I don't want to hear about China or Russia or any of that. We can project force in ways that they can't even imagine. And we have a problem in our own home, a serious problem between drug trafficking, human trafficking. How many people are still dying of fentanyl constantly? And then while everyone's paying attention to these things, they're continuing with the soft kill. The soft kill is well underway. I'm, you know, I don't want to go too far with that, but if something got stuck in your arm, yeah, you have issues.
yeah.
Too many young people here dying of
There's a lot of young people dying,
fentanyl,
right, dying from
uh,
that and fentanyl and many other.
and this new stuff called trank,
Oof.
which is a combination of things where it turns someone into a bloody zombie. So here we go with even the next generation of worse drug than fentanyl, which it's hard to think of a worse drug than fentanyl because such small amounts. If you are not an opioid tolerant individual, and most people aren't, it's only those with afflictions or who are dying, it kills you. It's killing adults who are stupid enough uh, to dabble in that stuff. I mean, when Philip Seymour Hoffman died, for example, and a few others in that business that bring attention to the deaths, when a local high school kid dies, nobody cares. But when somebody who's made films dies, no, everybody cares. No, every life is equally valuable. But the idea was, he had laid off it for a while, had some personal issues, I believe, with his marriage, and then jumps back to the needle, except wasn't factoring the idea that fentanyl was laced
That's
with
what's
all of
that's what's getting everybody. That's what's
it.
getting
Yeah,
those are called soft kills, folks. I mean,
yep. And
it's
the
taking out
Chinese are
more of our
producing it.
youth. Yeah, but it's taking out more of our youth than any war, all wars combined every year.
We lost in World War II about a little over 600,000. We lost more than that in the Civil War. Now, in the last 3 years, in the last 6 years, 7 years, we've lost more young Americans mostly than those two wars combined.
Right. That's what I meant.
In Vietnam,
Maybe not every year, but
58,000.
throughout the last, what, 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, and think about it. We're losing. There were a couple of years we lost over 200,000. The statistics were, and in all of Vietnam, that caused all that uproar. We lost 58,000 in 10 years.
Everybody knows somebody that has died from
Yeah.
stuff, man. I mean, everybody now knows someone in their family or a friend of a friend. I mean,
Mhm.
it's hit home. It's on everyone's doorstep now.
Just last month, someone very close to our family never expected it, never expected it, and then the toxicology comes back, and his sisters and mother, uh, yeah, gave us a copy of the death certificate to see injection of methamphetamines and fentanyl from an unknown source, and uh, took him out overnight. And tragic. It's just tragic.
It is
But
tragic.
we're supposed to look at the dancing Zorba and his problem that he largely created. History will bear out what he did to his own people in those
Let's go
provinces.
into that on .tv, Ghost. I just
Yeah,
wanted to talk really about the $150 billion deal.
and
Um,
I find it hard to believe that they're going to do that. But
I
they
do
do,
too.
Trump's not to blame. It'll
But
be
wait. What if he takes a deal? I'll blame Trump because I mean you can't promote peace and we need to stop the killing and then say, you know what, $150 billion deal sounds mighty good. It'll help our economy or whatever. I'm sorry.
it,
You either want to stop the killing or you don't. And
right.
I think Trump is not going to take the deal with Ukraine. I think he's going to stick to his guns on this, and especially with Melania's elegantly
Oh, yeah.
articulate letter to Putin stating that we need to save the children. Wink, wink, wink. I think there's a lot
Hmm.
more to this than people know,
Right.
and we're just talking about it on the surface level here. But let's take it back to the back channel, Ghost, because I want
Yeah.
to go through a lot of this with you.
Be, because I think you're right, and I don't think it's going to happen.
It's deal or no deal, and we'll see. He's in a very precarious situation right now. All right, folks. We'll see you at Nino's Corner.tv. Thanks, Ghost.
You got it.